little how-to on how I make steak, and a very special way that I do it, because I want to, first of all, stay budget-friendly, because, you know, steak can be pretty expensive. So, how do we do good steak on a budget? First of all, starts with this bad boy right here, a pineapple. Okay, look at it, delicious, ripe, but we're not going to eat it. It's not for eating. This is going to be our special tool to make our steak, our cheaper steak, taste like a much more expensive cut of meat. Okay, it's going to do the magic. Okay, the magic is in, not necessarily so much in the meat, but really more on the outside. But we're going to blend it all together and create a little slurry that we're going to put the steaks in and let it do its magic. Okay, so step one, chop this bad boy up, cube it up, and we're going to put it into our blender. And you want to make sure you have a decent blender. This is a Ninja blender. I'll show you the blade that we're working with here. It's no joke, okay? It's a serious, hardcore blade here that's going to cut up our pineapple. So let's do that first. Step one, slice the pineapple. All right, here's our pineapple cut up. I'm going to add a little water to this. There we go. It's a little bit of water to the bottom there, just to give our pineapple here an opportunity to move around and to blend. Grab our lid here. All right. And then we blend it up. So there's our goodness, all blended up, ready to go. So now we're going to get our steaks, and we'll show you how we prep our steaks to be tenderized. Okay. All right. So it's time for the meat. I'll show you what we have here. These are the steaks that I am using. Okay, as you can see, these are round steaks. Okay, you can see the price on there, $10.79. Two pretty good sized steaks here. What you're also going to notice about these steaks is there's very little intramuscular fat. That means that these, if you were to cook these up as on their own as steaks, flavor would be good, right? It's, you know, these are great for like roasts and stuff. But as a steak, if you cooked it up just like this, it'd be very tough, very chewy, and that's why it's really not popular as to be cooked as a steak. This cut of meat is really more of a roast type of meat. Slow cook it, but we can make it a delectable steak with this method. So I'm going to cut these. I'm going to actually cut these in half. So there's going to be like 4 steaks. Then we'll layer them in this bowl with the pineapple, and then we'll stick them in the fridge, and we'll wait for the magic to happen. Okay. So let's all right. So here's our four steaks cut up. Pretty good sized steaks here. All right. You'll see how I'll actually, after I cook them, cut them in half here, and then do strips. It's the way they typically like it. So we've got our pineapple slurry here. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to take our pineapple, and we're just going to put a little bit in the bottom here. Just enough to cover the bottom. That's pretty good. Now we're going to take our kind of our smaller piece of steak, and we're just going to layer them in there. Lay it in there. Let's put a little more pineapple on there. Cover that up. And we'll take our other steak. Lay that right on the pineapple. Beautiful. Okay. And we're going to cover those up with some more pineapple. All right. And then we've got our first 2 steaks in there. And there's more room here in the top. We'll lay our steaks down in here. Make sure that everything's touching pineapple. The last of our slurry, we'll just cover these steaks up beautifully. There we go. There we go. Our steaks are all covered, submerged. This into the fridge. Go ahead and pick this up. Into the fridge. There we go. All right. Good. Sitting pretty. Let that sit. Okay. So that's it. Now we wait 2 hours. 2 hours is what we want, because To me, that's the sweet spot. I've done it for 1 hour. That's okay. Hour and a half, much better. 2 seems to be the sweet spot, okay? So I recommend no more, 2 hours, no more than that, okay? If you go more than that, if you fall asleep and you leave those steaks in there, you're gonna wake up and those steaks, you know what they're gonna be? They're not gonna be in there. They're gonna be gone. They're gonna be shredded, okay? You might have something in there you could maybe throw into like a stir fry or something, but it's not. They're gonna fall apart because that's what pineapple does. It just tenderizes and just it will disintegrate your steaks if you leave them in there too long. So 2 hours, no more. Once they are done, after 2 hours, actually, Alexa, set the timer for 2 hours. Sorry, I forgot to do that. I don't think she did it. Alexa, set the timer for 2 hours.
2 hours, right, starting now.
Good. Once that's done, after 2 hours, we're going to take the steaks out. We're going to rinse them off. You want to rinse off all the pineapple. We'll do that step. And then from there, pat them dry. You want them nice and dry. Put them on a paper towel. Sop up any moisture on them. From there, we can season them, and then we'll throw them on the grill, and you'll cook them to your desired doneness. So yeah, we'll film that stuff, and you'll see the rest of the process in a little bit here. All right, so we've pulled these steaks out of the fridge. You can already see what they're starting to look like. I'm going to show you. You'll be able to see what these babies look like now. They will have changed color a little bit because they are now lighter in color. I'm going to show you guys. Let me rinse this off. I'm going to rinse off the steaks, and then we'll set them out to dry. All right, guys. Here's our steaks. You take a look at them. So you can actually see the difference now. Look at how look at the fibers, how they're just separating here. This steak, it's very soft to the touch, actually. Look how everything's just separating on these things. So if you leave this in there longer, it's just going to fall apart. At this point, you see even change the color of the steaks. Yeah, these steaks have been nicely tenderized. What we're going to do now at this point is we're going to season these up, and then we're going to baste them with a little bit of the melted butter, put them on the grill, and you'll see how these babies turn out. Very exciting. All right, so now we're going to baste these steaks. I know the coloration looks a little odd on these, and that's just because of the process that we used here. I want to say probably these were on the bottom, so these got even more of that pineapple marinade. These were a little bit on the top, but the tenderizing really worked on all these. We got some butter here. We're going to go ahead and just baste the top of these steaks. And we put them on the grill. We will baste the other side because our grill, it's like a Foreman grill that I've got here. That's what I use. So baste these up nicely. Okay. Got our hot grill. So we'll go ahead, we'll throw these on the grill, and then we'll baste them on the other side, and we'll take them off, let them rest, cut them up, and it'll be good to go. All right, guys, here is the result. We finished it off with a little sprinkle of salt, a little more butter on there. We try to get kind of a nice medium on these. And yes, looks good. You see it is very juicy, but what we're going to find out the test. All right, here we go. Let's get a nice, oh, that's a good looking piece right there. Look at that. That is soft. And it's flavorful. Oh man. Honestly. Just easily, just like the front of my teeth, just tears off. Soft. Beautiful, guys, beautiful. That is how you take cheap steak, make it taste like $1,000,000. Pineapple is the key. A little bit extra work, but it's worth it because you get great results. Give it a try. Highly recommend it. Thank you for watching.